Hi guys, Aaron here. So I wanted to start this video off by first saying I'm not a zombies YouTuber. I'm not. Why do I want to start with this first? Well, because I know for the next 10 minutes or so while I'm geeking out about Call of Duty Zombies, people who are interested by nature will be thinking, more zombies? I like more zombies. And that paired with the fact that I do custom zombies videos occasionally might interest people and make them think this is a zombies YouTube channel. So I'm telling you right now, not disappoint, my channel is variety content. That being said, I have noticed a lot of zombies YouTubers out there enjoy talking about a lot of things to do with the games. The maps, the lore, the gameplay mechanics, the lore, the alternative modes, the lore. Did I mention the lore? Now, I'll cover my ass in saying I'm not subscribed to every COD YouTuber on the planet, but in all of that, one thing I hardly see talked about is the music, and I think that's a shame. When several channels with over 1 million subs don't talk about something, it's probably falling under the radar for a majority of fans out there. And that really sucks for the music that Kevin Sherwood and the whole music team at Treyarch spend time making, recording, implementing into their games. So in order to remedy that, I'm going to cover the music that the fans often forget about and how exactly the team at Treyarch has used it to write and tie into the story. Now, before I do that, I do want to say that not everything that I say in this video is fact, and most of it is speculation. So don't think I have the final say on what things truly mean. With that covered, though, let's get started with our journey in the first Call of Duty Zombies map with an Easter egg song, Verrückt. The first Easter egg song in Call of Duty Zombies, Verrückt's Lullaby for a Dead Man, is activated in an unusual way compared to most maps. This song can be unlocked each game by flushing the far left toilet in the bathroom area just outside power 3 times. After that, a little cash register sound will play, and you'll have your song.
Frames from all the things that I've watched. Are you activating the Easter egg song again?
Maybe. Now, the first verse goes as follows, and I'm not going to try to sing this. Life is still spinning, your end, my beginning, and everything I hope for has been strangely set aside. Breathing for living, my mind is forgiving, and destiny is proving to be absent from my life. Now, the first thing to note about every Zombies song in every Zombies game is that there's always a perspective being taken. Throughout a decent amount of Black Ops, that perspective is Richthofen, the story's antagonistic protagonist and the crazy German guy whom most people recognize out of the crew, if anyone. However, up until Beauty of Annihilation within World at War, the music perspective tends to be more ambiguous. Sure, this could be Richthofen speaking here too, but I actually think it's someone else. I think we are hearing the first thoughts of our beloved Zombies overlord, Samantha Maxis. Why? Listen to the chorus. I know when you're sleeping. I know the things you're dreaming. And I know you will never give up and die. Now, first off, wow, that's creepy. But secondly, that tells us a lot about the perspective the song is taking. It seems to be from a benevolent force, a force that can see us when we're sleeping. Like Santa Claus, but you know, not Santa Claus, because that would be weird. And Zombies lore check here. Who do we know at this point in the story is basically a god? Well, that would be our freshly MPD'd Samantha. It even fits with what we hear in the first verse. Life is still spinning, your end, my beginning, and everything I hope for has been strangely set aside. If Samantha has just entered the MPD, it would make sense that she is confused and that her life is, to some degree, still spinning, or always changing. Your end, my beginning. Well, that officially marks Samantha's turn when she gets into the MPD. The death of her father, Maxis, right in front of her. And the last line, "And everything I hope for has been strangely set aside." Well, even in the earliest versions of the zombie story, we know that the zombies are a corruption, as shown by the teleportation experiments in Derice. It would then also make sense that their leader would be corrupted too, in some way. And as we know now, the MPD is a device very capable of making people change for the worst, setting aside their original intentions and hopes. But the song is far from over, so let's keep going. Next verse. "Conscious fulfilling, darkness revealing, all faults and insecurities are shining like the sun. Eyes are deceiving, your mind will stop breathing, and all that you are made of will now rightly become mine." Okay, so now we have just approached a new level of benevolence and a new level of creepy. But if we stick with our Samantha theory, this all makes sense. The MPD is increasing her power and equally increasing her corruption. All good, relatively speaking. Let's go to the next chorus. "I know when you're sleeping, I know the things you're dreaming. I love it when you're weeping, even death can't stop this feeling. And I know you will never give up and die." Okay, so some new lines have just been added to the chorus, and they let us know that the perspective being voiced in this song loves it when we're weeping, and that not even death can stop that feeling. Again, increased corruption, increased evil, increased creepy, and the bridge of the song is coming up, and here is where we get our kicker. "Father, why have you forsaken me? My life is gone. Father, know how long it's taken me. I live again." So, this part right here is what I think separates this perspective purely as Samantha's and not Richthofen's. Up to this point, it could almost be seen as a two-way split between either Samantha or Richthofen saying these lyrics. But the line, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" I think says a great deal about the character we're dealing with. As we know, Maxis literally committed suicide right in front of Samantha as she was in the MPD, telling her to kill them all being the German scientists that were in the area at the time betraying Maxis, and especially Richthofen. It was also at this point where Samantha went from scared little girl to chaotic force of destruction. This line here shows some depth to that character, regretting the things that have led her down this dark path. In the second half of the bridge, though, we get, "Father, you know how long it's taken me, and I'll live again." Now we hear Samantha's dark nature once again overpowering and corrupting her, both in the lyrics and in her mind. This followed by the final chorus, which adds no new insight, but in fact hammers home that Samantha is now evil. Now, there are a couple things I want to acknowledge about this song. The first is, who is the perspective the song is speaking to? To me, it seems like it can be quite difficult to pin, and likely is not necessary to know in terms of how the song relates to the story. But I do have a guess on who it might be speaking to. I believe that the song, for all but the bridge, is actually speaking out to Richthofen. Part of the reason I think this is because of the constant struggle between the two. Another reason I see this being the case is because it would just make the shift from good to evil little girl that much more heart-wrenching, given one of the lines in the first verse. In verse 1, we hear, "My mind is forgiving." We also have a sense that the first verse and chorus pair is not so much about corruption as it is about the initial shell shock of power. In this short instance, perhaps Samantha had at one point thought to forgive Richthofen, a thought strangely set aside by the corruption of the MPD. The last thing I want to cover in this idea is the fact that this is the very first Easter egg song. Given that much of our speculation stems from events referenced as far away as the end of Black Ops Moon, which, for a reminder, is a good 2.5 years away from Verrückt, I want to make it very clear that at the time Kevin Sherwood was making this song, I don't think he knew all of these events were going to take place. What I find more likely is that the team was working out an outline for the story they wanted to tell, and gave Sherwood that outline to work with. With as much information as he got, he turned out a song both lore deep and ambiguous, paving the way for the story to come. Hell, he might have even swayed the creative team down certain paths with the dialogue provided here. Regardless, while it might not be the most complex or intense zombie song, Lullaby for a Dead Man holds a special place in the zombies community, and I, for one, am thankful for it. Also, real quick, Lullaby of a Dead Man, Lullaby, Samantha, just saying. Anyway, if you guys like the video and want to see more, make sure to let me know with a like and a subscribe. I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff. Zombies has always been my jam for the longest time, and making videos on it just really, I enjoy it. So let me know what you guys think of this idea I've been sitting on for a really long time, and I hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I enjoy making it. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip.